Welcome to Roughing It with Ruth, the channel where everything is a bit rough around the edges. In this video, I'd like to go over the reasons why I've changed the way that I film my videos. And in order to understand the process, I'm just going to give a really brief backstory about how I started out filming my videos and the progression that I've gone through up until this point. So when I started filming my videos, I just used a Canon point-and-shoot camera, which I held in my hand. I pretty quickly started realizing that I needed something hands-free because of the types of videos that I was making, and I also needed something that was a bit more weather resistant. So, of course, I started looking at action cameras. I eventually settled on getting the Drift Ghost HD camera, and that came with a few different mounting options, and what I ended up using was the Headstrap. This did work really well initially, but there are a few reasons why I switched from the Headstrap to the Handstrap. And as you can tell, I no longer have a drift camera, I now have a GoPro. That's actually how I lost my drift action camera. I had it on a Headstrap on my head, and I happened to brush my head against an overhanging strut on a hand-drawn cable car that we were going across a river on, and the whole Headstrap and camera came off my head, was flung into the river, never to be seen again, which was very distressing. So what I then started doing when I replaced my action camera with the GoPro Hero 5 Session was I put a lanyard on the session camera and clipped it onto a carabiner which was attached to my backpack. The problem, of course, is that you're not always attached to your backpack. So I would have to take my backpack off and on. And whenever I did that, I would need to unclip the carabiner from my backpack. Anyway, it's got these kind of grippy ripple things on the inside to help it keep in place. And it is elasticated. The back plate has a bit of padding on it. And the front just has the elastic threaded through it. If I'm going for a 3 or 4 hour hike, this is fine. I have no problems using this. But if I have to wear this for a longer amount of time, if I'm hiking for the whole day, for 8 or 9 or 10 hours, and especially if I'm on a multi-day hike where I have to do that day after day after day, this gets really uncomfortable. I really do start feeling the plastic plates pressing into my head. When the head strap is on your head, you can't see the screen of the GoPro at all. And you can't see the LED lights. You have no input at all except for the auditory beeps. And I found that when I was using the head strap, I tended to forget that the camera was on more frequently. This wasn't the end of the world. Because it was attached to my head, I did end up getting some quite decent footage, but it drained the battery. And while you do get used to adjusting the camera to be sure that it's pointing more or less where you're looking when the head strap is on your head, you're never 100% sure where the camera is angled. So I would find myself very frequently trying to find some sort of reflective surface to look into, or I'd ask the people that were hiking with me whether the camera was pointing at them when I was looking at them. With the head strap, it's quite frustrating after a while because you only really have one perspective. Initially, this didn't trouble me too much, but after making a lot of videos, I actually started getting a little bit bored with the footage, and I wanted to do things like get footage from a lower angle or a higher angle, or actually film myself. I just realized that this was not going to work for me. I switched from the head strap to the hand strap. So this is what I'm currently using to film, which is the GoPro Handstrap. It's sold just as the strap. What it actually is, what you're paying for, is this mount that goes on the back of your hand. It can swivel 360 degrees, and it has 3 straps. 1, 2, 3. And I do find that with the hand strap, I'm less likely to accidentally leave the camera running. I must just add one note here. The times when I have accidentally left the camera running attached to the hand strap, you do not really get any usable footage out of that. Because your arm is generally down by your side and swinging a lot, there's a lot of movement, you can't really salvage much footage from that sort of situation. And I do have to add as well that the hand strap works so well for me because I also purchased the GoPro low profile frame for my session camera. So the camera sits very close to the back of my hand and it's very out of the way and unobtrusive. You can also use the hand strap with the regular frame that comes with the session GoPro. But I never do because it sticks out quite a lot higher and it tends to whack against things and get caught on things. So the hand strap I find a lot more comfortable than the head strap. The foam that's arranged on the inside of the main plate that goes on the back of your hand is very soft and quite thick, and you can get so many different angles with the GoPro hand strap as opposed to the head strap. You can put your hand down low, you can lift your arm up high, you can do a selfie mode where you point the camera at yourself. Because of the 360-degree turning swivel and the fact that you can angle the camera up and down, you really have a huge amount of options for different perspectives. With the hand strap, you can also look directly at the camera so you know where it's pointing the whole time. You don't have to ask anybody else to set up your shot for you.
Mommy, that way?
That way.
Oh, okay.
Thanks so much for watching. If you would like to share how you film your videos, then feel free to comment below.